see the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. Little light is shining through the window, lets me know everything's alright. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind.
Well, hello and good morning. It's BJ from out and about on the Recumbents, and down the trail here is Joe. We're right next to the Criterion Bike Shop on the on the Pikes Peak Greenway Trail, and do a little recording. Morning. And yeah, so as usual, I'm doing another little camera test. A couple tests ago, I taped over just the big hole on the side of my clear case for my GoPro 3, and I had a lot of kind of high frequency wind noise. And this time or a second time, I taped over both of them, and I was a little hard to hear, even though the back of the case, like I've said before, is actually open, because this case was also designed to fit a GoPro 4, which I take it has a, I've never actually seen one, so I don't know for sure, but it's got the rear view screen built into the camera, and it's a touch screen. So so you don't really need the going up an incline here, so I need to switch hands. Sorry about that. Yeah, I got the camera a little wonky there. And yeah, so this test number 3, is basically I left the tape over the little mic hole, because these older cameras don't have a setup for an external mic, which is real sad. So you have to use the internal mic built into the camera. And I said, I just my last video, I really had to use the video production program to bring the volume up enough to where I could be heard. So this time, like I said, I left the tape on the top over the mic hole, because that seems to, it's a very small hole, and with the wind whistling over it, it creates those high frequency noises. Got a train going by over here, and so now I have the it's a much larger hole, and it's on the side of the case. It's where you would put in your SD card, or hook up your charger, or your HDMI cord. And so that's open on this setup. So I'm going to see if maybe that somebody's alarm's going on. See if maybe that'll help the my speaking volume. Passing on your left. But yeah, like I said, we're on the technically the Monument Valley Trail / Pikes Peak Greenway. Nice rest stop here, put on by the people who have that building there. Nice, business. Very nice of them. But I think they're just kind of advertising a product they have, which I think they call it pavestone. And but yeah, we've been excuse me, We've been stuck with short walks and using the indoor recumbent style exercise bicycle in our apartment because of rain. We had a real hot, dry spell, and then we've had a real rainy spell for about 3 days. Today we just decided we kind of had a case of cabin fever and wanted to get out a little bit, even if it was just in the early morning. So I got Joe going as fast as I can. Joe is not an early riser, okay? She would much rather sleep till about 8 o'clock, you know, and then start working on, you know, getting ready and stuff. So that means we don't actually get, you know, because we have to walk 1.2 miles to the storage unit to get our trikes. So, you know, so that means we usually don't even get going on our rides till about 10 o'clock, you know, 10:30. But they're still talking about, you know, afternoon, possibly heavy afternoon showers, so we wanted to get in a ride before it gets too heavy in the afternoon. Our goal is to try to be home by about 1, or at least back to the shed by 1. And we carry, you know, we bring rain gear with us, you know, to walk home, and we have full rain gear in the bikes. We have rain ponchos to walk home, and so as long as it isn't hailing, you know, we're all right. But yeah, we probably about 3 weeks ago, we got caught in a really good hailstorm. I mean, you know, them suckers were golf ball size, and we had to run fast to get some shelter. So, but yeah, I said this part of the Monument Valley Trail goes right along Monument Valley Creek, or Fountain Creek, or whatever you want to call it. Got a rider behind us. Yeah, I'm sure you figured out by now that everybody goes faster than we do. But that's okay, we don't mind. We like to ride low and slow. That's just our thing, you know. We just prefer to go. We want to see. There's a putt-putt golf course up here, you know. Some of the statues. Pretty cool. Never played there. Gonna have to do that someday. Now we're gonna split here. We're going off the Monument Valley Trail. We're gonna turn onto the Cottonwood Creek Trail. And if you want to stay on the Monument Valley, you go that way. But yeah, the Cottonwood Creek Trail is 9.6 miles long. That's if you go to the very end, which we're not going to do. We're just kind of going up over, just picking up this part so we can get to the Vincent Street Bridge. And then we're going to go up over the Vincent Street Bridge. Oh, we got lucky, man. This can be a muddy mess. Yuck. We're going to get a little mud, but it's not too bad. Of course, it's not quite as bad because, oh shit, what am I doing? Got the wrong thing. Come on, shift down. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. These ice trikes have an actual, well, ours do. They actually have a disc parking brake on the rear, because most trikes don't have brakes on the rear because you don't really need them. You need the power on the front wheels, both sides, so you got a nice even stop. And yeah, we've it was real dry for a few days in a row and hot, and then it got chilly and rainy for a few days. So now the creeks are back up to being nice and full. That's Cottonwood Creek over there, and that's an old 1930s, I think, bridge that has been decommissioned. There's no traffic going over it. It's a shame they, I'd love it if they just restore it, but I don't think they'll do that. Hello? And yeah, so like I said, this is my third test, and I'm going to figure out which way, you know, which of them is the best idea. Because if I have to cover everything up, then I'll just have to add volume with the video production program. I use Movie Maker Pro. The only reason it's a Pro is because it's the paid for version. But out of all the video production program software, it's the cheapest there is, because you know, if you want the Pro version, you can get a free version. If you want the Pro version, it's got, you know, more stuff to it. It's a one-time fee of $10. You know, it's not like a monthly thing, you know. So that's not so bad. Because on our budget, I can't afford any of this monthly stuff. So yeah. But yeah, we're coming up on, we call this the Vincent Street Bridge. This is the, well, it's not real new. It's probably 2 or 3 years old now, but it's not real old either. Vincent Street Bridge. And if you go across, you can either go up to Vincent Street, or you can continue on the Cottonwood Creek Trail via a tunnel that goes under Vincent Street. So, but we're jumping up the side road here, or side trail here, and we're getting off on the Vincent Street Frontage Road. Might just be Vincent Frontage Road, but yeah, it's just a little frontage road that has some businesses on it. But, boy, look at that big old, I don't know what that is. There's a big old hawk, boy. He's a biggie. Yeah, check that out. He's a big old hawk. Very majestic looking bird. It's either a hawk or a falcon. I'm not sure which one. He's a biggie though. Man, I wouldn't want to mess with him. I can tell you that. Feel sorry for a rabbit, or a squirrel, or a mouse, or a moose. No, not a moose. But all right. So yeah, see, we got them clouds. But so far they've just been the wave clouds, and they've come over, and the sun's been able to dissipate them. Like I said, right now we're on the Vincent Frontage Road. Say hi, Joe.
Hello.
All right. It's always such a nice view up here. Those are the foothills. Heading north out of Colorado Springs. And that's I-25 down there with all that crazy traffic. Okay, well, we're going to continue here. Yeah, we're not going to go very far today because, like I said, there is a pretty heavy chance that we might see Noah's Ark by about 1:30. No, I'm just kidding. Not supposed to be that bad, but it is supposed to rain. It's got a pretty good chance of raining. So, sorry, I got to shift back out of my granny gears here. Shift up into my middle chain ring. Yeah, I will be, as soon as I can, well, we only get paid once every 5 or 6 weeks on Social Security retirement. We don't get paid every 4 weeks. So, and this is a long period here, so it's a 6-week time between paydays. But when I get paid, I'm gonna try to find an affordable selfie stick and switch over to a selfie stick, because the one bad thing about this mount, and it's a shame because I really like it, but it's got a hinge in it, so you can put it in different, different positions. But the problem of it is that it won't get all the way tight once you put it into a position. So if you get bumps in the road at all, it makes the camera jerk up and down. So right now I have to kind of hold the bottom of the mount with my finger to get it to not jump up and down quite as bad. Yeah, like I said, this is the, well, technically now, okay, if you're going this way, it turns into Nevada Avenue. If you went the other way, if you went east, it would turn into Dublin Boulevard. Got a big bump here. And so I guess it's just the part that's, well, actually, no, this is going south, so yeah, it is north and south. Yeah. North it turns into Dublin. South it turns into, Nevada Avenue. There's a pretty good breeze today, so should be able to get a pretty good test on the microphone and see how leaving the larger side hole open, it's pretty tight fit for that camera, so it might not be too bad, except for like if you like if I turn it this way so you can see Pikes Peak. Okay, well, that's the open side. So that means the wind's probably going to go in there a lot more. But I'm hoping it won't be too bad. And it at least won't have the high frequency pitch wind that the little microphone hole has. Yeah, got lucky, had a nice auto driver stop and let us by. It crosses Nevada Avenue. It's an actual crosswalk, but sometimes people don't stop, and it is a really busy. This is a very busy road. It's still fairly early today because we got out about an hour and a half before we normally would. Somewhere between an hour and a half and 2 hours before we normally would, because we normally don't actually leave the storage unit till about 10:30 normally, between 10 to 10:30, and we left now about an hour and a half. We left right at about 9, maybe more like a quarter till 9. Like I said, right now, so you can see Pikes Peak and you can see Joe here. I've got the open slot in the case. The wind coming at it. We make our own wind with these trikes, just like you would on a bicycle. So now it's going straight, and it's totally covered because I have the mic hole covered. The only other time we might get some wind is if I switch it around like this so you can get a back view. Now the open back is completely exposed. People in their scooters, they leave their rental scooters, and people leave them all the time. That's Ute Valley Park. And yeah, if you've been watching for a while, you'll know we do this ride a lot, and we do. It's like I said, it's our short ride. One of our short rides. Slow it down. like I've said before, one thing I really like about having the drum brakes on my trike instead of the disc brakes that are on Joe's bike is that if I'm shooting video downhill, I can use one brake and it won't throw the bike, you know, to that side like it does with the discs. It will actually let you, you know, stop straight. Now, of course, you can't stop anywhere near as fast, so I do have to give Joe a little more room if I'm coming downhill, because she's got twin mirror disc brakes, and the improved version over the stock version, we had them, we spent like $300 and had new brakes put on it because the old brakes were giving her all kinds of problems. And well, you know, her trike is a 2009, so you know, this is 2023, so it's been around a while. It's 14 years old, so you know, you can't expect mechanical stuff to last forever. It just doesn't. Sorry about that. I have to shift down here. Tell them to go. Yeah, some people are cool and they'll wait for us, but you know, we'd rather just let them go, because that way we know they won't run into us or decide to, you know, try to beat us through the crosswalk or the intersection, because that happens a lot. So yeah, right now we're slowly making our way over to Panera Bread so we can get our iced tea. We'll have an early lunch. The Harley Davidson dealer here. This is Pikes Peak Harley Davidson. If you ride a Harley, this is a great place to stop. Really good people. I don't know if they do they used to do you know, like you know, they used to grill burgers and dogs like every weekend during the summer, but we've come by here this summer on a weekend, you know, this Saturday, because they're closed on Sunday, and I haven't seen the grill up, so it'd be real sad if they quit doing that, because that was one of the things Joe and I liked the best about you know, owning a Harley. Our last motorcycle was a Harley Davidson, and we just liked how supportive the dealers were, and how they had things going all the time. Even if you know, we couldn't afford to go long distance like everybody else, although we did some, but you know, some of those folks got real money, and they go every weekend, and they put on, you know, 1,000 miles, and if we were really lucky, we'd be able to do something like that once a month. Most of the time, once every 3 months. Because it pretty much took everything we had to keep tires on it and maintain and, you know, do the maintenance. You got to do the maintenance if you want to go long distance on any mechanical vehicle. You got to have the maintenance done. And we had a 2014 883 Sportster Super Low, they call it, and we had it totally tricked out. Oh, a nice BMW. That's the new big K-Series touring bike from BMW. It's a nice one. Although I really like their they have a new nostalgic 1800R Tourer that's just beautiful. Oh man. Our only problem is that oh mess. Joe and I need 3 wheels, So, and nobody makes a trike body for a BMW R bike. You can get a trike body for the K bikes though. So if we decided we had to have a BMW motorcycle again, we'd have to get a K. And we'll probably, that was what they called the model that we buy. It was the Grand American. And that's probably what we get. We just have a trike body put on it. Of course, you're talking $42,000 by the time it gets all done. Yeah, that way. Sorry, dear. I got a camera in my hand. I need one hand on the steering and one hand on the camera. But now we're on what we call the cracked trail. Not crack as in drugs, but cracked as in big, long, huge cracks. Yeah, I take it this is not like an official trail. This was a pathway put in by all this over here in those big buildings is the University of Colorado Springs, otherwise known as UX. Gotta love that, don't you? UX. And this is part of their property here. So I think they just made it for. There used to be a coffee house in the little building there at the Harley dealership, and I think they put this in so the kids could. Well, I mean, they're 20 plus years old. 18 to 20 plus years old. They're still kids to us. We're 68, so we're that get off our lawn, pull your pants up, your music's too loud generation, Although we still like loud music, not incessantly loud, but we do like to rock every once in a while. And there's some songs you just have to listen to with a lot of volume, like the Talking Heads' Burning Down the House. You can't listen to that quietly. You got to crank it up. Golden Earrings or Radar Love? Oh, yeah. That's a crank up song if there ever was one. And, Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart. Def Leppard's Pour a Little Sugar on It. I don't even know if that's the actual name of the song, but that's part of the verse. Those are songs you just have to turn up. Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. Yeah, so there's a few songs we crank it up and rock out. Okay, now we're going underneath Nevada. This is Mountain Lion Crossing here. The what do you call it? The mascot for the for UX, for the University of Colorado Springs, is a mountain lion, which is very fitting, I guess, since we're here in Colorado. Like I said, we're heading over to not Panino's, that's downtown. We're heading over to Panera Bread, grab us a tea, have our brown bag lunch, because it's towards the end of the month, and that means we have no money to buy lunch. So we're brown bagging it. Yeah, we have to bag it. But that's okay, we don't mind. Although, to be honest with you, if we were rich, we'd buy lunch every day. All right. Nobody coming? Nope, we're good. All right, we're gonna cruise over here and get our favorite tables. All right. Okay, so yeah. All right, thanks for coming along. Don't know if I'm going to shoot anymore, but I probably will. It's according to where we go and everything. Because like I said, we're not putting on in a long day today, and I'm already up to 30 minutes on this video, so that's pretty good. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just we'll turn her off, and we'll eat our lunch. And you guys have a great rest of your day if you have to get away. If not, we'll see you when we get back. Bye. Okay, well, I'm back. We decided to do a little more ride, and now we're on the Templeton Gap Trail. This time we're heading, I guess, kind of, it's east in a roundabout way, and we're going to end up at Nancy Lewis Park for a break, and then we're going to head back to the storage unit and put the trikes away before it gets late afternoon, because there are some pretty heavy clouds, but so far the sun's been strong enough to they haven't been so thick that the sun can't break them apart as they come over. So that works well. But again, this is BJ, and along with my wife Jo there, and her wingman Stuart has her little minion wingman. Yeah, we just want to say thanks for coming along for clear camera case test number 3. I promise you, this will be the last. This will be the last of the test, because I've decided that if none of my 3 options work, then I'm going to put it back into the solid case and just run music with my videos, and throw in I'll add a little commentary here and there via my video production software program. So some of you guys are probably pretty happy, because that way I won't just go rambling on like I like to do. I'm definitely a rambler. I'm a gabber and a rambler. If you get me off all by yourself, man, I'll bore you to death just yakking at you. I'm definitely a yacky. Yeah, we're coming up on Portal Park, but we're going to kind of blow by Portal Park and keep going on the trail, and head over to Nancy Lewis. That's where we'll take our break. We're kind of doing everything a little early. We had our lunch about an hour earlier than we normally do, but that's just, we don't want to be out too late in the afternoon. But just like yesterday, they were talking about it, starting to rain down hard by 1, and it didn't do anything till about 5 or 6, yeah. And then it rained. It rained pretty good for a little while, not very long, but it definitely rained. So, but like I said, if none of this works out good, none of these open cases, then yeah, I'm going to go back to what they call the waterproof case, which means it has no openings whatsoever, and just add music to my videos like I used to, and not do any talking except for maybe a little here and there that I could add. Got a loose little puppy here. Yeah, this is just a big old drainage ditch. I mean, it's a big one. It's probably a block wide, and Doesn't matter, either one's good for me. If either one works for you. Let's do it now. We got a big old truck coming. Got a big bump. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, as you can kind of see, clouds are coming over pretty thick, but like I said, so far they haven't been strong enough to hold up to the late summer sun. Howdy. And like I said, this is a big old ditch. I think it's just, you know, yeah, it's like a floodplain is what it is. It's not extremely deep. I'd say it's about 10 foot, maybe 15, you know, as far as its deep goes. The concrete ditches over by where Joe and I live are a lot deeper than these. Especially the one on the first part of the Templeton Gap Trail. That one must be about 40 feet deep. I mean, it's deep. It's amazing and sad how many grocery carts end up in these floodplain ditches. But yeah, like I said, as far as I know, this does not have any kind of a name. And as you can see, this is the old asphalt part of the trail. And it used to be dirt, and it used to be on both sides. And then they built St. Mary's built their new. That's St. Mary's High School. It's a Catholic high school here in town. They built their new stadium, outdoor stadium, and they kind of shut that one off. It's just kind of the path is still kind of there, but it's basically almost reverted completely back to dirt. Someday in the future, hopefully they'll concrete this part, because the cracks are starting to get bigger. They're not bad right now. They're the 1/2 inch to 1 inchers, and those are okay. Our trikes handle those without any real problems. But once they get up to 2 inch, and especially the 3 inch ones, like on the Rock Island and the on the older parts of Rock Island and Shook's Run Trail here in town, those things are brutal. I mean, you know, like I said, if you have a full suspension bike or a full suspension trike, well, then you probably don't even hardly notice. Especially on a bike, because, you know, you got a lot larger tires. So there's a lot more, just a lot more cushion, you know. It takes longer for that bump, that vibration to get up to you, because it has to go through that bigger wheel. And, you know, like if it's a mountain bike, you know, with a fat 26 inch up to 29 inch tire, well, that's like nothing. But ours have 20 inch tires. And even though Joe has the Big Apple balloon style tires on the front of hers, and we run them at 50 psi instead of 70, so they've got a bit of cush. I don't. I have high pressure Schwabli, however you pronounce the German tire. You know, mine are 100 psi standard Green Guard marathons, so yeah, they don't have any cush at all. But I don't really care for the Big Apples, because they don't make it in the. They used to have what they called the Big Apple Plus, and that one was a good, you know, it had the heavy duty puncture resistance. It was a 7, you know, like the Marathon Plus tire. And but now they put the Plus into the Big Bend tire, and that's a 2.15 tire, and that's too wide for our fenders. These fenders will handle the 2.0s of the Big Apples, but they won't handle the now we're going down pretty much on a sidewalk. This is kind of like just a little access way off of Union Boulevard and off the trail. We're off the trail now. It's a little access way behind Union Boulevard here. It's all fenced off, walled off, whatever you want to call it. It's an old metal wall though. It's not in very good shape anymore. They really need to replace it. What they need to do is build a concrete wall, because that would do a lot better job. But we're picking up a little back street, and that'll take us over to the this is Templeton Gap Road here. Like I said, the trail we were on was Templeton Gap, and this is Templeton Gap Road. And once we get past this first part here, there's actually a bike lane all the way down. It goes a long ways down. But also is our favorite little city park, which is Nancy Lewis Park here in Colorado Springs. As far as I'm concerned, it's the nicest park in town. It may not be the fanciest, and it may not have, you know, a lot of the miscellaneous outdoor, you know, exercise equipment and a fancy splash area for the kids and stuff. But this is just a beautiful park. You know, it has a very big, beautiful fountain in the middle of a full-size pond, and a little waterfall set up, and great playground for the kids, and one of the few parks that actually has a working restroom that they keep open probably longer than any other restroom in the Colorado Springs Park and Rec system. It usually doesn't close till around December, where the others close by the 15th of October. Yeah, we got one really busy intersection here we got to get over. So I got to drop a gear here. Yeah, I have a little lower gearing than Joe does, so where Joe needs to kind of get down to second, this thing's going to switch on us here. I know it is. Well, go for it. Nope, 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 stop, sorry. I thought we were going to get it, but it got us. Excuse me. Sorry. Allergies are acting up a little bit today. Yeah, we're at Fillmore and Templeton Gap Road. Another very busy street. A lot of these trails, you know, these are all urban trails. They go through urban areas, so they cross a lot of major streets, which is a real bummer. But it's actually worth waiting, because otherwise you end up having to, you know, they have to end up going underneath, and the underneath ones never work here. They get filled with water when it rains, or mud, or they're always a pain in the rear. I don't know why. I guess it's more expensive that they won't go to, you know, like a bridge setup like they have going over I-25 that takes you from the Monument Valley Trail over to the Mesa Springs Greenway. All right, well, we're on the move. Got to try to get across here real quick. Car back. I'm gonna kind of put it in coast mode. So we're gonna turn over here and go to the park. Like I said, this is Nancy Lewis Park. So if you're ever in Colorado Springs and you want to stop for a nice place to have a picnic lunch, this is the park to do it at as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, the others are fancier. They have more, I guess you'd call it, amenities. Sorry, this road's kind of rough. That's the nice little playground they've got. Picnic tables, benches all over the place. Yeah, it's just really nice. Okay, got to gear down here. We're going into the park now. Okay, big bumps. I'm just going to shoot through the grass here. It's easier. But they got a nice little gazebo over here. Like I said, they got benches. There's a little waterfall right there. And the walk goes all the way around the pond. And yeah, the gazebo you have to put in a reservation for. So yeah, we're going to stop right here. We like this picnic table because it's usually in the shade. Very few of them are actually in the shade, but this one usually is, especially early at all. Yeah, over there you can see the pond, and I don't know if you can get the fountain or not. I'll try. But yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to be, after this, we're going to be heading back. And I figure we'll just let you call it a day here, because we're just going back to the storage area, and it's kind of a boring ride when you've been on 1,000 times. So yeah, again, this is BJ along with Joe, and we are the Ondos, and our site is called Out and About on the Recumbents, because we ride recumbent tricycles. We ride tricycles by a company called ICE, Inspired Cycle Engineering, and these are 3 wheels, and we absolutely love these things. Joe's actually has a small electric motor in the rear wheel. It's just an assist motor. She still has to pedal, doesn't have a throttle, and but it helps her, you know, on the really, really steep hills and stuff, you know. And so yeah, so like as always, if you're a subscriber, hey man, we really appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging with us all this time. If you're new, thanks for coming along for the ride, and please think about subscribing to our channel. Please also, if you want to be notified of our next new video, you need to click on the little bell logo, and then when our next new video gets put into the YouTube, it will give you an instant notification that it's on its way. Let's see, what's the other thing? My brain isn't working. Let's see. We did the bell, we did the subscription. Oh, really important one. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Yes, please. If you don't like the video for some reason, give us a thumbs down. And but please, if you give us a thumbs down, we'd love to have a message from you about anything, good, bad, indifferent. But if it's bad, please give us, write us a message, okay? And let us know what you found really terrible, and we'll see if there's any way we can correct it. We do try to, make corrections. That's why I've had all these camera tests, trying to find the best one to make it work for, you guys and us, So, yeah. All right. So, as usual, remember, it's enough to be on your way. It's enough to cover ground. It's enough to be moving on. Ride low. Ride slow, and as always, if you want to be comfortable and enjoy the ride the best, ride recumbent trike. Bye for now. Till next time. See ya.